Welcome to our newest episode of
Hey guys,
Citizens United. How's it going, Noel?
it's good. It's a great day out.
I know.
It is
It
so
is
much. We're
very,
waiting for this.
yeah, this is good enough for me.
Yeah,
If it was, you see, that's,
I don't like it too much
Too
warmer.
hot, yeah, I
I
know.
don't like
Right.
it too hot.
we got Jerry here, Robin's here, and Gail's on assignment.
Yeah.
Babysitting duty.
Yeah. Like a war,
Yeah.
she's like a war correspondent. No.
Program.
Yeah, she'll have fun though, probably, but she's in a better place. So, how was Easter?
It was
Speaking
good.
of
My
that.
house is destroyed still from it.
The
but,
Easter bunny?
yeah. Well, the stuffing that you put in the basket.
Oh,
Absolutely
yeah.
everywhere.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how much I clean it up. I mean, it's a mess.
Yeah. Hi, everyone in there. Let me remind everyone before we start about stars, and I appreciate all the stars. Stars are this, if you haven't heard of them. You would pay 99 cents to give us 100 stars. And if you wanted to pay more to give us more stars, that's great. But those stars accumulate and will help us be able to get more advertising opportunities on Facebook. Also, that money, 99 cents, can build up enough to where we pay our, like our whatever, to help us get new cameras, to help us with our program, StreamYard.
Yep.
So yeah, we love it. Thank you very much for you
Thank you,
guys
guys.
always giving us that stuff. Blown away that you guys do it. It's really nice. What else? How was your Easter, Gary?
Actually,
You guys had a good day, right? You were
Yeah.
together for a little while?
Yeah.
my brother Johnny, like I said, put a big breakfast on for the kids, and
Right.
there was an Easter egg hunt. Thank God we had the weather we did, right?
Yeah.
It was fantastic. Yeah,
That's
couldn't be better.
Yeah, we had a
That's a
nice
lot of fun.
nice day too with the kids.
Bees.
Oh, bees.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're back
Yeah.
now. Oh, terrible. Hi everyone. I guess we should start because this is, now that we're done talking about Easter and stuff, it's something that's really, oh man, it's just disgusting.
Yeah.
We're gonna show a video that's kind of graphic, so yeah, beware because there's I'll give it real quick because I want everyone to see it first. 17-year-old kid there gets attacked by, you'll see two people in masks, and he was set up by the girl
Yeah.
but they all knew what they were doing. Everyone knew that was going on except of course the victim.
Happened here in Niagara Falls.
I think at Niagara Street School.
Yeah.
But, but we're going to get more into it. I talked to the father. There's a lot to say about this situation. Why don't I play the video and let you guys see it? Like I said, it is graphic. Hope you can see it. Nice big ball, huh?
Don't let him jump in. There's no
What happened? What happened? What happened?
Stop!
What happened? What happened? Oh my God. So, what happened? What happened? What's in my house now?
Go to draft.
Imagine if that was your child that happened to. Like,
There's his dad's in the message board.
oh, hi.
Mr.
So
Bales.
sorry. I mean, imagine though, you guys put yourself in in his father's position, or just being a parent in general. Imagine if that was your child that
Yeah.
happened to. Okay,
Yeah.
got jumped, and nothing's being done.
Right. And what ends up being done is sick because,
Yeah, it's nothing.
you're going to give him appearance tickets, probation, and then it'll be sealed away.
Yeah,
And that'll be it.
This is like a violent act. We're not, everybody just saw the video.
Right.
We're not talking about,
That's saying a little fight on the basketball court,
this
on the playground.
isn't, pushing and shoving in the hallways of
Right.
school. This is,
This
this young man was jumped.
This was
brutally.
a coordinated effort.
Yeah.
They
this
knew
is-
they
I
had.
always say, like, you can't, like, if
Yeah.
you have to jump somebody, you can't fight. You have to jump somebody. Stop.
Wolf
Bitches.
packing of cowards.
Bitches.
And then why do you have a mask on?
Right.
And when I talked to the young man's dad this morning, and I'm going to try the best I can with the story. And I'm sure, if I say it wrong, maybe this way. When we start talking and you listen to what the response to this is,
Right.
we told you what the sentence is going to be or whatever. I guess it's going to be 1 year probation, appearance ticket, 1 year probation. That's adult. That's adult crime. I mean,
They're old enough to know
Yeah.
better. They're old enough to do
They're
that
15,
type of shit.
16
They should
years
be
old.
charged like adults.
You let them go with a little slap on
They're
the
gonna do it
wrist. They're going to do it again. All their friends will know that they can get away with it.
It was a coordinated effort. That's the thing. It was a setup. Like
Yeah.
it wasn't
It wasn't just
yeah, they knew what they were doing. They premeditated this
Yeah.
act right there, and they videotaped it.
Premeditated. The girl, whoever worked with them, all of
They
them.
should actually be getting in trouble for setting it up.
I
Like
know.
they need to be held accountable for setting this whole entire thing up.
Absolutely.
What is that called? That's an
Absolutely.
actual charge. Like
Yeah, conspiracy,
Yeah,
something. I don't know,
conspiracy, yeah.
whatever. The problem that we're having throughout the entire area is, and I hate this because, look, if there's crimes that happen when kids, I don't know, there's things like I remember a kid throwing a brick through a window. You know, there's little stupid stuff.
Yeah.
But this here, I mean, this is not. Yeah, it's sick. It wasn't even a confrontation. It was here I am, and I don't know what the hell's gonna. And they come and get them.
Was jumped. It was nothing. I mean, whatever they have, whatever
Yeah.
the purpose they think is, but they're cowards. Real men wouldn't do that.
No.
And so, okay, this young man, 17 years old, and now I'm going to get it all wrong, I'm sure, because this is one thing I didn't write down. He runs track. He's going to college. He's graduating. He's got Mr. Vales has 2 children. I think they must be the same age, but they're both graduating and they're both going to different SUNY school, you know? So I think one, maybe Alfred, somewhere else. But either way, these are 2 good kids. This is a good kid here. And here's what we get. The video was on social media, of course. They were. I don't even understand why they would do that.
Like instead of helping, you sit back and you record it.
Yeah. And now that kid, I think, in the end, helped by turning the video over so they could figure out who these people were. So I guess he did at least maybe it looks as though I can't tell.
Get an appearance.
I can't
And
tell.
he videotaped and then cooperates. Okay, fine.
Only because they got
If you give him an appearance ticket, I'm not happy about it. But But the kids who are are doing what they're doing, that are brutally attacking him.
Now this is from his father's in the message board. Now the boy's mother is videoing him while he's at the skate park.
Is serious.
So he's being stalked now by one of the mothers of the kids who did this.
The parents should be
They should go to.
They should be held accountable.
And they can't be held accountable. Like he should be. This
If
poor
the kids can't be, then they should.
this poor guy has to now not only have that happen to his son, got to pay for everything, right? Got to pay for those MRIs, got to pay for all the doctor visits, pay for the cell phone that got broken.
Parents should have to pay for it. They should have to pay for all of that.
you have to.
So now here's part of the story, and I'm going to try to do it as best I can. From what I understand from talking to the dad, there was another parent had come along and at the scene. Now his son thankfully didn't get a concussion. He was bruised though and bloody and everything else, really swollen. And called 911 like twice, and there was no help, no response.
It's disturbing.
And by the way, the skate videotaping happened yesterday.
Oh.
Great.
Mother needs to be charged of stalking.
So then dad shows up to the scene and he has to call 3 times to get some. So it's 5 calls to 911. Now they show up. When they come there, of course, now look, sometimes, man, they show up and they have an attitude.
Oh yeah.
We've had it. I've heard it. I've
Mhm.
seen it with the attitude. It's an attitude. I'm not doing nothing.
Yeah.
And it seemed as though Mr. Vales and others knew where these kids were, and they didn't even want to go. They didn't even bother. You know what I mean? You know where they're going to be, so you could get them right now.
Yeah.
But let's not do that. Makes no sense.
Ridiculous.
Mr. Vales goes through an what's it?
Call the police department to report it. They were supposed to have someone contact me today and did not.
Oh, about the videotaping of them. Now why would that woman be videotaping?
She obviously needs to get counseled.
Yeah, one way or another, because that's unbelievable.
Yeah.
And the police aren't responding weirdly. So listen to this maze. It happens on a Tuesday. Now, of course, with all that goes on there, Mr. Vales is he's pissed off because the way things were handled. I think Jeffrey Elder helped him, maybe Owen Steed, some of those guys. And So they talk to the police chief. The police chief's go, yeah, we'll take care of everything. Come on down let's go to the warrant's office on Wednesday morning. Well, he gets there, it's closed.
Police chief is useless. He's a fox, though.
Yeah.
That's
But
exactly
think about it. Don't you know it's closed?
right. You should.
So he goes there, it's closed. Thursday, it's closed. So now nothing gets taken care of until Friday. And that's another just ridiculous, because when you finally get in to see a detective, the detective now wants to call the victim a liar because over stupid Snapchat or something, whatever that is. Yeah, no one. I mean, I don't care what they could have had words on Facebook, Snapchat, Twitter, and the streets. When that happens, it's over.
They probably did.
Have words, whatever.
It's just like in school. You just say one thing. You can't put your hands on anybody for any reason. That's what kids are told. There's no reason,
words. That's why I didn't understand, and I think Mr. Bales, of course, had to step in there because that's outrageous.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? Who cares?
It shouldn't even been brought up.
It's not relevant.
That 7-Eleven too is another problem area right there.
Let me see here. Cheryl Miles. Adair, I hope I said his name right. Would that be right? Adair, Adair. Yeah, right. If I say it wrong, I apologize. Is an outstanding young man, very well-mannered. I taught him in Sunday school, and he was a part of a drum group playing the, I can't say the word. Robin, can you say it? Djembe drum when he was younger. So, okay, so he's a good boy. He's a good kid.
Yeah.
He's a good kid. He's headed to college. He's got a good life ahead of him. Now, the sick thing is
Where's the help for that?
they're gonna give him those kids nothing. They could have killed him that day. He really could be. He could have been, or brain damage, something.
Yeah.
Luckily, he doesn't get a concussion out of the deal. But so that all happens where he's getting the runaround. So on Friday, finally gets in there, and I said what happened. Still upset, obviously. He's to the point now where if he doesn't get out of there, they're gonna run. You know how it goes. And I was in his office one time, and so okay, it's all said and done with. He's gonna contact the mayor's office because he's the ultimate what do you call it, boss.
Right.
He hires and fires the chiefs. He does it all. So probation. So he calls the mayor, talks to the secretary. He believes that who knows. And they're concerned and everything else. Mayor never calls him back, never does anything. But then he sees the mayor in the newspaper giving out comments.
Of course, he just wants public to.
So the mayor never gets in touch back with the father of the kid who's the victim in a beating in his city that's on social media. So you know what I mean? It's all kind of
Well, he at that protest acting like he cared about people.
Which one was that?
The BLM protest.
Oh yeah, he kneeled
acting
down.
like he cared about and stuff like that. Now when it comes to the show,
2020. Think about it.
All
All
those
those murders, and he didn't mention not a one except for
the kid from Long Island from Niagara University that died in a fire.
Yeah,
that's what he did. That's all he did. And so I don't know. I don't know what his problem is. I really don't. I don't understand why he does
he's
what
a
he
useless
does.
piece of shit. Is his problem?
Well, it's probably I mean, but that was what they marched to his door, the victims, because the victims' families, because he didn't pay attention.
Right.
And it was going on and on and on and on. And now he don't care either. Yeah, and it's election time, and he don't care. The other thing I found incredible is they destroy his cell phone. They make him have to go to the hospital and get all these tests, probably MRIs, X-rays.
It makes no sense.
Broken gold chain, and Mr. Vales has to pay for everything.
That makes no sense.
And can't sue them because they are youthful offenders.
It makes no sense.
I think they've been expelled. I believe the kids. No, they're definitely, they took those kids out of there.
It's nothing. That's like
No. Expelling a kid.
No, I'm saying, but that's right. It's hard to spell. But I'm saying, like, they need more than just that. They need
to be behind bars.
Yeah, they need to be behind bars. They need charged. They need to be at least pay. At the very least, the parents, the kids have to pay for everything that they're having to pay.
Oh my God, yeah. And now this woman is stalking him. Yeah. The mother of one of the boys. She's videotaping him at the skate park.
Since when are parents not responsible for what their children do?
Right. Yesterday, she videotaped the victim at the skate park.
Considering what went on, she should be
Oh,
she should be charged with harassment or something,
yeah,
menacing,
something.
anything like that.
It's outrageous.
Because when she exposes him like that, did she
Right.
put it on Facebook?
That's a good question. Yeah, I don't even know what she's
She
done.
did. That would be big.
Yeah.
Because now you're purposely exposing this kid.
Because we don't know the kid. We can't say the names of those kids.
Right.
The criminals, you know, we can't say anything. They spelled yeah, that's right. They spelled my son's name wrong. I'm sorry, I forgot this part wrong on the original police report, and then put the report on the side. Okay, this is good. I'm glad you brought this up. That they put the report on the side. That's why the cops didn't get the report until Friday. I had to tell them to correct his name on that report. So basically, it got caught under other paperwork.
Oh my
So
God.
that, you know.
Outrageous.
Ridiculous. And then the people think that, like, we're expected to trust the police,
Right.
and like we're expected
Yeah.
to trust them and go to them for help when we need help, and then this is what you get.
Right.
Somebody's brutally attacked like that. Like,
Yeah, that's
we're supposed to be okay and like thankful.
To
and
trust
everything.
the whole system. I mean, the whole thing.
Yeah, it all fails.
Yeah, everyone. It seems like the school district has done well.
they did what they
here,
were supposed to do.
but
Yes.
everyone else has been a failure.
Complete and on purpose, though.
Yeah.
They
Oh
do it
yeah.
on purpose.
Oh,
They
yeah.
fix it that way. It was made to fail. You get what I mean?
Right.
Because how do you look at what just happened on that tape and say that's a misdemeanor?
Yeah.
Jesus, that might be just like running a stoplight. How is that not more than that, than third-degree assault? What I see there should be first-degree something, because you could have killed them.
And that ain't bad enough. Then the mother is videotaping
Yeah.
the kid a day later or something?
Yeah,
A couple days later?
yesterday.
No,
Yeah,
Yep.
it's outrageous.
The cops the people that were involved on the police side should be exposed.
Mhm.
They should be, and the public should be asking, why did this happen? Why wasn't something done?
And the detective, by the way, and this is what Mr. Vales told me, the detective said that report was written so poorly, it was unbelievable. Like, he couldn't believe the report he got from the police that were on the scene, I guess.
Wow.
Written poorly, and then put somewhere where no one could find it, basically.
Because they don't give a fuck.
That's
Right.
purpose.
Mhm.
They
That's
don't
purposeful.
care.
That's not
I
even.
mean, what is it, 1970? I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, we just do things in files. We don't
Right.
have anything
Right.
anymore. Any kind of
Yeah. Don't. I mean, they sit in their cars and they type while
It's
they're
outrageous.
driving. They,
Mr. Vale's paying for everything, by the way. That's the other thing. He got even paid to get his own report of his son being assaulted. You know what I mean? Like, it just doesn't
Wow.
make sense.
They should have fundraiser.
Well, this 17-year-old is thankfully no concussion. Like, he could have suffered. He did suffer. His dad told me that he was very swollen. The hospital was very concerned over the swelling he had on one side. But he's getting ready to go on with his life. I mean, he's going to college. Then they tell me I should be lucky that he was. Yeah, that's right. They told him this. Then they tell me I should be lucky that he wasn't hurt more. I told them they should be lucky he wasn't.
yeah.
That's yes. There you
Right,
go.
they should be lucky.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Right. Because
Because what if he was hurt more? Would they have done something?
Yeah, what
you know what I mean? Like,
Right.
are they waiting? Are they only going to do something if he's severely injured? Like, they wait for that shit?
if he was laying there
Ridiculous.
unconscious, I think they'd still have done the same thing.
Yeah.
Seriously, like,
Yeah.
I don't believe we go through this a lot with different criminals. On
Yeah.
this, in different laws, I guess you'd say.
The thing is,
And-
though, like the police all the time, we deal with this where there's threats, there's this, there's that, and they always say, "We can't do any. Call me back when they actually shoot
Yeah.
you." And now somebody actually gets hurt, and could have been.
Alfred, the fall. That's it, right? He's going to Alfred, and you got a daughter also who's going to be
Could have been killed.
going to a university too.
I mean, this
And
is
that's
just
great. No, it's sick. Because the other thing that makes it even more sick, like, I remember being a kid and you're playing sports and it's just pickup stuff, and there could be fight. A fight would break out over, but it was spontaneous.
That's not-
This is a coordinated effort to
Yeah.
attack someone. They
Maybe
set it
the
up.
police department should be charged. Maybe they should be.
It
Maybe
was an ambush.
Maybe
Basically, it was an ambush.
we should get a lawsuit going against the Niagara Falls Police Department. Honestly,
Something needs to happen, because it sounds like the chief down there is kind of like the Keystone Cops, or those people just run around and circle. Like, I don't know if he knows what's happening. How did he not know that the warrants office was
If he
closed?
was hurt more,
On
it would have been
Wednesdays.
moved to a felony.
Mm,
Why?
God.
It's ridiculous.
That's
That is
outrageous.
absolute- You're just waiting.
Yeah, you want it.
So
That's the only way you activate the
somebody
law.
will get hurt bad enough.
Yeah.
It's a matter of time until that felony comes,
Mhm.
because these kids are gonna go and hurt someone really bad, really badly in the future.
Right. Right. I don't understand it. It's
I
really,
understand.
it's really unbelievable. And I laugh because I cannot believe. I'm not
How
even.
to do that.
I'm not even laughing because of it. I just can't get over the fact that I just watched that video. I mean, I don't want to even play it again. Honestly.
You're just talking in your phone.
You know that? I don't want to play the video again. I mean, if anyone didn't see it, I hate the video. Do you know what I mean? I hate it. I'm joining late, but when there is 2 or more attackers, isn't it considered gang assault? It should be.
Yeah.
It should be gang assault. It was a coordinated effort to just
Mhm.
bring him there. And
There was intent behind the coordination. They wanted this kid.
you know what a cop told him too? I remember this from the phone call I had, that he said, well, why are they're wearing masks? Isn't this like a gang? And they said, well, anyone can wear masks. There's no law against wearing masks. Yep.
Unreal. They like
One of
dressed
those
up.
things. Yeah, if it was one of those cops' kid.
Mhm.
Oh, that's what I told his dad today. You know, this city, it depends who you. It really depends in this
Right.
place what your last name is, and who you're connected
There was
to.
one of those police
Right.
officers said they were
Or
done.
politician,
politicians
or
said, yeah.
Mhm.
we'd be throwing the book at everyone.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
Do the cops continue to blame the governor? Say their hands are tied. Right. See, that's not this. That has
Right.
nothing to do with this. And a lot of things that we deal with are not that.
Right, they're not bail reform.
You can look, there's a laundry list of bail reform,
Yeah.
and some of the things we talk about aren't on that list.
Right.
Let's see, we got more here. They told me even though the boys had masks on, that doesn't mean anything, and they can't charge them for the damages of the phone because we didn't physically see them throw or damage his phone. I told them if they never put their hands on him, his phone wouldn't have gotten damaged.
What,
Right,
what do you
right.
mean?
Did they lawyer up?
What was that video
Nah.
enough to see that they did what they did?
They can't sue them because they're useful offender.
What a rocket.
This is the system being made purposefully this way.
Just like the
This ain't a
sheriff in
mistake.
Florida said, you're letting youth that need to be punished for what they've done, you're letting them off the hook, and it just makes it work more and more violence.
And there's certain crimes that you can be fixed.
Oh, yeah.
Like there are certain crimes that if maybe you're held accountable, you would think twice. Maybe there are those.
Right. And what
This
kind of
is-
example is that
Yeah.
setting for all the kids? I mean, this was all over social media.
Yeah.
All the kids that
9,000,
know
I think,
that,
views.
yeah, all the
10,000 views.
kids that know this happened are waiting to see what happens to these 2 kids. And when they see that nothing happens, they're gonna think that
I mean,
they
what
can
kind of
do whatever
students are they?
want.
What do you think?
Right, they're
Right.
shit. They're
Yeah.
shit that drop out and don't
And they're
do
getting
shit
expelled.
anyway.
Mhm.
Meanwhile, this kid, he has to recover physically and mentally.
Right.
I mean, that's tough on somebody.
Yeah, that's
and the other ones they're out high-fiving with their friends right now.
Right.
Right now their friends they're
and they probably think they're cool. Of
Oh,
course.
yeah.
They're
Oh,
they're
they-
very cool.
oh yeah.
Somebody, I hate to say it, but
I know.
somebody needs to beat the shit out of those kids. And maybe they need their asses beat.
And their parents.
That
They'll get it. Eventually
that
they'll
mother
So you guys can't get in trouble around other giving people. Yeah.
that mother though who's stalking really. Oh
Yeah.
my God, what are you doing? See, talk about where the failures are. What are you doing? What you're not. So you're pretty much telling me that your kid didn't do anything.
Right.
What do you, or you're saying what was he antagonized? What are you trying to say?
You can tell from
Sure.
that video who's in the right and who's in the wrong.
No matter what happened
To the
before.
parents of those boys, if you're watching this, you guys failed as parents.
Right, Niagara Street has footage, and so they could use it if they want it. Let's use it. I'm a single parent on a single income. I hold my kids responsible if they did something wrong. By the kid's mother not accepting responsibility of what her child is not going to show him nothing in life. 5 or 10 years later, that boy will be he'll be in prison. He'll be in jail. Absolutely. But no matter what it is,
right now.
he'll do anything too because of that. Let him do
Yep.
DWIs. Who
Mhm.
thinks something's going to happen? There's no crime. I mean, it's unbelievable. And then having parents that don't hold you responsible
Yeah.
at all. I mean,
They're such a kids up to be criminals.
yeah.
Yeah.
A good friend of mine from Cuga Island, by the way, just jumped on, I think, for the first time. Welcome, Paul Balea.
Hello.
Yeah.
Great to have you on, Paul.
And I just know that,
I'm sorry.
that's okay. I know that the video of the attack just says it all, right? I
That's
mean,
all you need to say.
why is it that video isn't enough?
I know.
I mean, before we needed video. Now, maybe that's because
He's injured too, like injuries are.
why can't video be enough? Why it's right there. And then of course the person in our thing here just said they have the surveillance camera that you can see when his phone gets busted.
They could be doing more. They're just not doing.
Yeah, this is not
Right.
worth it. They're lazy. Lazy DAs too, by the way.
At the very least,
DA office.
with the probation, if that's had to be the probation, at the very least, they should be made to pay for the medical bills and the phone.
How is that not the way it is?
I mean, if you're not going to put them in
Common
jail,
sense.
then at least make them. And if those parents were half a parent, they would
They'd
make
be
those
paying it
kids
themselves.
work it and give the money.
You know what?
Okay.
They're just like Nick D'Angelo's mother. My kid
Yep.
can do no wrong.
Right.
That's how they
And
are.
who's it hurt ultimately? Who's it hurt?
The
The
community.
kid, the kid though, the kid, those two kids, if they get away with it, will move on to more
Bigger and better things.
bigger and better.
Where the victim is going to move on to bigger and better things because he's going to Alfred State.
Right.
He's going to go and
Make some
and make these
Mhm.
these clowns. What I don't know, that's too nice of a word. Just like gang members or whatever they want to be, they're going to do bigger and better things. You know they will. Whether it means
Oh, yeah,
armed
they're-
robberies or, like I said, DW, anything.
Right.
You're not. You can't jump somebody and be a decent person. You're
And-
not.
And the
does
girls
And if-
that
if-
set it up, they need to be held some
Yes.
some
Oh, yeah,
responsibility.
And you know what?
They're
If the,
probably a shit too,
if
so.
the if the parents had to pay, maybe it would teach the parents a lesson, because that's who needs to be taught a lesson here too. The parents of those two kids obviously didn't raise their kids right. They raised their kids to be punk gang
Christina-
members.
And at the very least, need to be inconvenienced.
Christina Mathis says legally the parent is responsible for the minor child, and which a lawsuit can take place.
Yeah, maybe it's the parents.
You know what? And this whole thing with see now you're
Yeah,
inciting.
you probably could. She's
Yeah.
fucking-
Absolutely.
But think
Yeah.
about if we weren't dealing. Let's say Mr. Vales isn't who he is, and his kids he didn't raise them as good as he did, and now it's a whole different type of family, and they're looking for revenge. You got this lunatic out there videotaping. You could have more violence easily. You know what I mean? You could easily have, and the police.
Parents around everywhere.
Stop it.
Kids are going to be in schools. Check this out. Check this out. And some of those kids are going to like it. Say,
She needs to go to jail.
We want to do it. We're going to do the same thing. I'll outdo you.
Common sense here should just, but there isn't any in that law. We know that, and I feel really bad for this young man who had to take that. And I'm sure, no matter, he's going to bounce back. He'll be fine. But it's got to be, it's got to be traumatic. There has to be trauma
Sure.
from that.
I mean, there might be a point where maybe who knows? There might be
Well,
further
they said to him,
expenses.
too.
There might be counseling at some point.
Yes, and that's the other thing. And let me read though what his dad says. The police department needs to also own up to the lack of attention to the situation. They said they don't have enough staff. Is that my problem? No, you're right. It
Right.
isn't your problem because that's one action. They got enough staff to take care of that. To take care of that,
Bullshit excuse.
Uh-huh.
and DAs are,
Bullshit
and the
excuse.
district attorney's office is lazy.
Yeah.
We know that. So the other thing though, oh my God, there was something that I forgot. I hope I wrote it down. Oh geez, I'll remember it later. It was something that Mr. Vales had said earlier about part of dealing with the police. But yeah, I mean that's just unbelievable. So now,
DA's
but the
office
mayor,
doesn't pursue rape cases.
right? No, they're not going to pursue
They're
anything.
not-
They're lazy.
Yeah, they're
But like the mayor is responsible too. Ultimately, he hires the chief.
Yeah.
He hires these people. He's the boss. He can step in, never being,
Go on. and
Yeah, I
sit
want
on
to
there.
be, yeah.
never being a policeman at all. He can step in there,
right.
He just walks and-
but he don't care, sadly,
No,
and
he
it's really
You're walking
shameful.
in there to take care of this.
He doesn't care about anything but himself.
No, he doesn't even.
proved that when think about the
2020.
fact that well, yeah, but he proved that long before people elected him. When he got thrown off the
Oh.
bench because he's a fucking lunatic, he blamed his wife
Yeah.
and said it was because she makes him sleep on the couch. Which, if anybody knows him and
It was
his
in the
wife,
newspaper.
that's not
He said it.
embarrassed the shit out of his wife. She should be embarrassed if she isn't. That
They embarrassed me. It certainly embarrassed me
yeah.
because my last name's the same It was certainly embarrassing to read that.
Yeah.
That's literally what he blamed it on.
Yeah, and it was right in court documents, let alone the Gazette printed it right out.
He did that because of that.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And it's, yeah.
Times are
A
tough.
lot of pressure.
Yeah, all of a sudden he started acting like James Caan because he was sleeping on the couch.
He started, that's right, he started redoing
He was
Godfather.
reciting things from
his
the
dad,
Godfather.
The victim's dad, or the young man's dad, just said the part when the cop said, your son did his best in the fight, but let's face it, he got his ass kicked. Is that, that's what he said. That's what they said. That's the cop said.
How?
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
You should expose them.
Do we know who were the officers?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I don't know who the officers were. I'm sure we could find out.
I'd love to know.
Maybe you should just get a lawsuit going against the officers. You really should.
Because a lot of things that went on there, I mean, you know what, that crime, when you look at what you saw, right? You see two guys there dressed like ninjas, the girl setting them up, all that. I mean, isn't that hatred?
Both side girls look like they needed to take a shower.
That should be some kind of federal, like, you know what I mean? Like, that's got to be beyond just kids being kids,
right?
No.
You know,
Kids.
It's outrageous.
Normal kids don't do that.
No.
Normal kids wouldn't dress up like that
Right.
with masks and do that. They might fight,
How could
maybe even some of them fight dirty, but they wouldn't do that. That's beyond dirty.
could the
That's a setup.
And the police says anyone can wear masks. There's nothing wrong with wearing masks.
Yes, there is.
Yeah, there is.
Yeah, there is.
Yeah.
So when I show up at the police
With
station
a
in
they're
a
gonna
mask,
rip it off you.
they're going to be okay. Well, hey, I'm just wearing a mask.
Try putting the mask on and walk into the bank and see what happens.
I mean, come on.
Where is Niagara County getting their law enforcement? Ringling Brothers. Yeah. Police Academy. What did Kim say here? I missed hers. Hold these kids accountable and stop making excuses why they are not put in jail. They are just saying it's okay to do this to others and no repercussions. It's sad. It's very sad. No repercussions even in the home. You got the mother running around trying to intimidate. I don't know what she's doing.
Yeah.
I wonder if he's videotaping to prove that he's okay, so
Who
that
knows?
if they do try to sue,
Yeah, probably, but still.
It don't matter.
Yeah.
but that's
how stupid they are.
How messed up that is, that's what she's thinking
Who
of.
knows?
Not that her
She might be
kid-
trying to entrap him in some way, think she's going to see something when there's
Right.
nothing.
right.
You know what I mean? It's just a bunch of nonsense. I don't give a damn what happened. What you saw in the video is all you need to know.
Right.
That's it.
I think the parents need to be sued.
They need to be,
The police department needs to be sued. Parents do. Yeah.
everything. And I'm very glad. I mean, he runs track. He's going to Alfred State. I think that's great. And he made it through that attack.
Yeah.
He survived that attack. I mean, you could have been knocked out.
Yeah.
You easily could have been. What if they kicked you in the throat? I mean, there's so many things that could have happened.
Yeah, I wouldn't have survived that.
Yeah. I mean, I just don't know what else. What do you want to have happen here?
Yeah, I feel really bad for the Cervelles. I mean, you raise a good kid,
And then some idiots.
and then you have to deal with this. It's just not right. I mean,
Our son is close to that age.
yeah.
I remember some stuff, and I told him stay on the phone. I feel really bad. This is disgusting, and I know that I don't want to ever drop it because I know everyone else is going to. So we'll have to keep in touch.
Yeah.
With Mr. Vales, because I told him on the phone. I'm sure you agree. He wants to come on. He can come on.
Yeah,
I'll send him the
absolutely.
link. Get him on here. It's just like a Zoom call.
Yeah, absolutely.
Anytime, even if we go past, if things happen next week, a month later, 3 years later, we're here. We'd love
Right.
to put
Mondays
it out.
or Tuesdays.
Yeah, Mondays or Tuesdays or any. You know what? If you want to do, we'll put the camera on.
Right.
And I'll tell you this: we try to hold people accountable. It don't work all the time,
Right.
but we make our attempt. And I'll tell you, man, the mayor needs to wake up and step in. What are you doing?
I don't think at all.
I know.
They only
They
when
do
it's
it.
somebody in their family.
Yeah.
When it's one of theirs, just like the D'Angelos, what they did with him. When it's until all the other people who don't respond to all this.
Yeah.
It's until it's their family, then all of a sudden all hell to break loose.
Mhm.
Like, this story is a big deal. That video should be a bigger deal than it is. that video is disgusting.
Yes.
I mean, and it's not being made the big deal it deserves. Now, Channel 4 did, I'll give them credit, speak with him today. I think they did I think they actually did a thing on TV or something
Wasn't
today.
it Channel 4 that came here one time?
I think they did that. So that's good. That's very good.
But unfortunately, will they continue? Will they be?
And they do it.
And are they going to call it out?
They're paid for.
Right.
They're paid for programming, but you get what you get. It's almost like you know, it's like throwing little crumbs. I'm surprised it even came to Niagara County. They usually don't even. Gary says we all need to protect our family and closest friends right now. Life is not fair, and it's only getting worse fast. The law is supposed to help us, not hurt us, and the corruption is sickening, and worsening fast. I truly appreciate you putting his story out there. I appreciate the support from the public, family, Owen Steed, Jeffrey Elder, Renee Kimball, Gloria Dolson. That's really great. That's why you have my phone number and all that. And when we're here on Facebook, we can be Facebook friends and come to the thing. Anytime.
Yeah.
Anytime you can come on any day. It doesn't matter. Because I'm tired of this. I'm just sick of it. They're more concerned, we've said this a million times, over a car being broken into or someone's tires being slashed. Right. If we had video of people going around slashing tires, the mayor would probably speak out and he'd get right in there. But this, the more despicable act.
Somebody was actually hurt.
Yeah.
They absolutely are legally responsible, and civil court can make it happen. And I hope it does. And it was aired at 6 o'clock news. I'll try to find it and replay it on our feed.
He needs to go after them.
We need to take a commercial break. All right, we're going to take a quick commercial break. Mr. Vales, we're here for you, whatever you need.
Anytime,
at any time.
Mr. Bell.
Doesn't matter. And we're going to keep an eye on it too, see if the newspaper reports, all that stuff. I haven't seen much out of the paper other than the first article, so you'd think there'd be more.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
We'll keep on top of it.
Why don't we take a break? So we got another story, and it's similar. It's right down the disgusting aisle of corruption and sickness in the legal system. Let's take our commercial breaks. We'll be back, and thank you, Mr. Vales, and stick with us if you like, or anytime.
Digits 988 can save a life. If you or someone you know is having thoughts of suicide or experiencing a mental health or substance use crisis, 988 provides connection to free confidential support. There is hope. The Lifeline works. For 24/7 confidential support, just call, text, or chat 988.
All right, we're back. Yeah.
I want to give a quick shout out to somebody who helped me these past couple days. Her name is Livia. Earl helped me, got me to somebody that's going to now take action in the Nick D'Angelo case.
That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's more to come.
Yeah,
It's
there's
big.
more to come,
It's
so.
big, yeah.
People they're not going to know what to do when someone like that. When these people show up, this isn't, getting some guy who works in Lockport.
Right, this is
type
a
of thing.
big time lawyer who's pissed what he's saying. And he's gonna take action. So I'm gonna give this girl Olivia a shout out. Tell her thank you because
Julie
she helped
Lowry.
me.
Julie,
I worked with a teacher, Julie.
she just said, I just found out there's a group of high school boys calling themselves the 19th Street Boys. They tried to jump my 13-year-old cousin, chased him down. He fled and injured himself jumping over a fence. The lack of home training and legal assistance is saddening. Yeah. My God. This next story, here, let me bring up the little thing to remind you if you even remember this. Lockport man gets 15 years for rape, sex acts involving 14-year-olds. This guy's name is Jordan Patterson. I'm assuming he's in state prison currently. He raped 2 14-year-olds in 2016. Then there was 10 additional counts of rape, predatory sex assault stemming from accusations. He raped an 18-year-old in 2015, a 14-year-old in 2017, and a 15-year-old in 2016. Prosecutors dismissed the remaining charges of rape and the other charges after alleged victim declined to testify, and investigators said they couldn't find evidence. And we know how ridiculous that is. Here's one interesting thing. Patterson, this Jordan Patterson, when they were doing jury selections and all that stuff, he decided he wanted to have just a bench trial, no jury. Well, Judge Clark declared a mistrial because he felt that Patterson was under duress.
Oh,
So he stepped in. Jordan Patterson here he didn't want to leave it up to, he said, people in the parking lot. So I think he meant jurors.
Yeah.
So he wanted to have just a bench trial. Well, Clark stepped in and said he declared a mistrial because he felt Mr. Patterson was under duress. There's a lot of stress. He was a little upset. So
yeah.
Well,
Pay
not
no,
surprised, it's Judge Clark.
yeah. Pay no attention to the stress that the victims
Yeah.
are under.
At least he's consistent.
yeah.
Judge Clark.
Yeah, he's a consistent piece of
Now,
shit.
Yeah.
Judge Clark, I will say, he does sentence this guy to 15 years in prison
Oh boy.
and 10 years probation, and he goes on a list. But they dropped all those other charges, which would have held him more as he needs to be held.
Judge Clark seems to have a heart for rapists.
Weird.
He tries to do, I think he tries to do the right thing sometimes just to make himself look good
Mhm.
to people, but in reality, I think he loves these kind of people.
It seems as though he can be swayed real easy
Yeah.
by last names and by who's who and
Yeah,
politics
I'm sure.
and all that.
Yeah.
Now we get to the point of politics. There's elections coming up now, and there is an election for town justice in the town of Lockport. Allison Patterson is Jordan Patterson's mother. This was in the newspaper, so I don't even have to say allegedly. The mother, a lot of those assaults happened in the mother's house.
Christopher Boulder, please.
So there seems to be a thought of what did she know,
Right.
Right.
and how is she not? Where's her accountability?
Another one of those.
Now she's a lawyer. She's a lawyer. Obviously,
Sounds
she's
like
running for the
another
judge.
Janelle Fazio.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
so we don't know. Now, there's something I want to say, but I'm not gonna. But there's going to be more information
Mhm.
coming forward about what the want-to-be town justice did during those years.
Right.
Because I gotta wait I gotta wait. You know what I mean? I don't want to say nothing. But here's something though. Assistant DA Zuko, this was something interesting he says about the rapist. This was not an isolated incident. It indicates a systematic approach to abuse young women. Right. So it's going to continue and
Right.
continue and continue. And we're going to hold him for 15 years. He's going to come out at what, 39? Right? He'll be 36. Well, something. He'll be in his 30s. And he'll be on the registry. But who cares? Because no one checks.
Right.
Right.
And probation, who cares?
Right.
I don't
And
really
the
know.
registry doesn't doesn't really do anything.
No,
I mean, they say you can't live within such a distance of a
they're all
school,
over
but
the
they
place.
do. But
And how about the times when you know they're on the registry, you say something about them being on the registry, and they just don't care.
Right.
We had that a long time ago. So, all right, what's this here? This world gets more sickening and corrupt every day. That's why I homeschool all my kids now and know their every move. It's understandable. It's understandable. It's a whole different story now, and you can't really. And you know what? It was bad even in the 70s and 80s and 90s too, because unfortunately they were raping kids at a record pace. I mean, we got 26 cases against the Niagara Falls School District, and there's a hell of a lot more that just didn't get in time because the Child Victims Act got closed up quickly in a year. They give it a year. Think about that. You get a year. Wow.
A year.
You need 10, 20 years. You need a lifetime. You know.
you don't know how long you need. Some
Yeah,
people
some people
don't
take-
need any time. Some people need forever. I mean,
Yeah.
if they understood anything or cared anything about victims, that would be different.
Right.
Yeah. You know, so I think we need to keep an eye on Allison Patter, the whole thing, this whole race. It's a town justice race
So I
too.
was feeling their child.
But, you know, when people are going to go vote, they might want to know what this is.
Right.
Yeah,
You know?
when you go to vote, do your research on these people. Seriously, do the research. Look into their family history, their background, and stuff like that. That's important when you're voting for something.
A Google search
Like-
pops it right up.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how many people did their research with Janelle Fosso, knowing that her husband was a freaking pedophile, but
They probably didn't, a lot of people probably never even knew that.
yeah,
Right.
Because
she
well,
tried changing her name.
right, and it would have been sealed up, so we never would know.
Yeah.
Or no, it was listed as misconduct,
Yeah.
Right.
which could be
Like you still
drinking
think-
on the
There's so
job.
sick of people thinking that sexual misconduct isn't that big a deal.
Right.
Oh,
It's-
it was sexual misconduct. Like that's not a big deal.
The
Right.
guy that was in Maziar's office that ended up having to pay out this is where all the trouble was started. He had to pay money to the woman that he sexually harassed. That wasn't sexual harassment. That was straight out.
Yeah.
It should have been jail time
Yeah.
for what he did. And of course, Niagara County legislator brought him in
Right.
and made sure he has a job. But that's you're right. I mean, I don't want to hear when they label these things. They do it because they're lazy, because it's easy.
Yeah.
They're very concerned about rapists' money. They
Yeah.
don't like civil suits. They don't like to disbar.
Yeah, they don't like criminals.
They don't like to.
They don't like anything.
They like to rehire, make sure the rapists have jobs.
It truly has to be overwhelming
Yeah.
before they do anything. Like it
Mhm.
has to be to the point of like, oh my God, that we're being overwhelmed. We can't hide. We can't sit back no more.
Right.
I mean, you'd think that D'Angelo would be like that at this
Yeah.
point, but this is a new day now because you might have somebody who's
Oh,
going
yeah,
to
D'Angelo's gonna-
open up a lot of
He's
people's
gonna shit his pants when he finds out
shake
who
a-
I have.
shake a lot of trees, you know,
Yeah, because
a lot of
not
branches.
taking any shit. I mean, like this person doesn't take shit.
And everyone should be held accountable from the DA's office in Erie County, the DA's office here too. Everybody, judges and all of them, all of you that have been enablers. You know what? Maybe
Everybody should be scared right now at this point with who I have. Not just D'Angelo. I think everybody who's been involved and everybody who's
Yeah.
protected them or not did their job correctly. I think they should all be scared right now because this person is not gonna.
they're going to have to speak.
Yeah.
They're going to be called. They'll be called and asked under oath. That'll be an interesting situation.
Right.
But good. And I'm glad we'll when we can, we'll definitely be saying a hell of a lot
Oh,
more
yeah.
whenever you're right, because this is going to be good. I think this changes things finally.
Yeah.
And maybe it's nice. The falls got lit up and look what happened.
Yeah.
Here we are. Yeah. Yeah. I guess that was good.
Yeah.
I'm still stunned. When you
I
sent me the video, this guy, he was on News Nation. I think
Yeah.
that's where that was.
Yeah.
And impressive. What's he do? He's going after what? Some what's this
He's
school?
representing
50 women?
And for this case, yeah,
Columbia University.
Yeah, for a gynecologist there.
That
Wow.
was dad that hurt these women.
Yeah,
And there he is taking it on.
not asking for a dime or anything, not asking for money.
And so you think about this. Noel talks to him. You tell the story and he's overwhelmed. He realized, oh my God, what is going on over there?
Right.
You can tell,
It's a
like,
circus.
Everything,
yeah, exactly.
everything we've been saying all this time, and nothing seems to happen around here. Somebody from the outside looking in that has some juice
Lose their
sees
minds.
it and goes
And
crazy.
that's exactly who I wanted, somebody who wasn't from
Absolutely.
this area.
Far away.
Right.
Yeah,
As far away as
As far
possible.
away as possible. Yeah.
Because
so I know there's no connection.
Start lawyering up.
yeah, it's going to be interesting because this person don't care. He doesn't care who's being elected here. He
He's not
don't care who your
protecting
dad
you.
is or who your mom is.
Protect any of you guys.
Right.
That's good. Very happy about that. That makes me happy. But
It's like they're confront Judge Clark with a TV camera right in his
yeah,
face.
that would be
Yeah.
nice to ask questions. That would be something I wish, and that's why Channel 2, 4, and 7 are so weak. Because they have the true
Oh, yeah.
ability to send people out and do that. But they don't do that no more. They don't send anyone out because they're paid for it. I still say that they really are. When you really think about it, they're paid for programming. Because they're not gonna, if someone's gonna get, let's say the mayor of Niagara Falls is gonna do advertising on there, they're not gonna say nothing wrong because they'll lose the money.
Right.
So, what else do we got? Allison Patterson, we're gonna keep an eye on her though, for sure.
Yeah.
The other case though, with Mr. Vales and his 17-year-old son is disgusting. That happened right. That's the thing that kills me, how the mayor doesn't jump in.
You know,
That is in your city, in front of your elementary school on Niagara Street,
Mm-hmm.
with a bunch of juveniles doing crimes like it was, I don't even know what to say. On video, and you got nothing to say.
Well, you would think as the mayor, and that stuff gets out on the news, here we are with news stations covering it, right?
Yeah.
You would think you don't want that blemish on your city.
That's where he goes, and that's where he goes and gives his speeches.
Right.
To the,
Where's your pride?
Yeah.
Where's the pride in your city? There really is no.
there is no pride, because if he had pride, he'd go visit Mr. Vales.
Yeah.
And he would have
Right.
said something to him. He would have
Yes.
said something.
We're going to help you, Mr. Vales. That's
Those
it.
20 families that were all those victims that are disgusting
Yeah.
in 2020. There's more than 20 families. But he's got an election coming up, but to be honest with you, I mean, he's not going nowhere.
Shout out to Polly Valina. Thanks for joining us, Polly.
Yeah, thank you.
Paul Belay and Paula, good friends of mine.
Very good. Thank you for joining us.
share this, guys. If you could share, hit the share button.
Yeah, definitely. Tomorrow night, I think we're going to do something, right, Robin?
Yes.
We're going to have a Robin Live tomorrow.
Yes.
Yeah, we've been on hiatus. So
Back
back in-
action,
back-
Jim.
yeah,
Yeah.
she's also been on assignment. Like I said, you could appearing at Military Road.
Yeah.
You go on Military Road, you'll see if she can do autographs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very busy.
Yeah, right. God. What else? Anything else that we can think of that we didn't hit on, other than our numbers and stuff that we usually do? I guess let's get into our numbers.
Yeah.
YWCA, where are you? 716-433-6714. Robin used them because, and everyone knows, so I'm not saying anything that you don't, that Robin was affected as a child by disgusting molesters and stuff. And it all came back to you about 30 years later,
Yeah.
pretty much. And the YWCA was there to counsel Robin at home. They didn't come to your house, they just do it by phone. Anytime you want, they're there waiting for you. There is like these group, what do they call them, where you get with other survivors.
Yeah.
Like it would be like on Zoom calls.
Yep.
And so that's kind of cool. So sometimes for me, I might be the family of a survivor, but I'm not a survivor. So you guys have more knowledge of what really goes on in your head. And people need to figure out that.
Right.
They really do. There is, what did they call the lady who came with us to the police station? Advocate. She was great too. Police
She was
station. She'll go with you to court. She'll go with you to the hospital.
Yeah.
Or pretty much anywhere. I might go to the grocery store.
Yeah, and
Go on.
the nice thing is, like, they know the way, so they can set things up. They
Right.
can tell you what to expect. They can make something that's scary a little less. I mean, I'm not gonna lie and say it's not gonna be scary, but it'll be a little less scary because you have somebody that knows what to do.
So that's 716-433-6714. If you're watching this outside of Niagara County and stuff, there's one in your county for sure. You can also go to RAINN, RAINN.org. You'll find where you need to
That's
go.
how
there.
I got connected with the YWCA.
Real quick, I want to throw a stat out. This is a great stat. This is with this Sexual Assault Awareness Month. As a male, I think I might have said this stat a long time ago, but I read it again today. As a male, you have a better chance of being raped than being falsely accused of rape. That's what the stats show. You as a male have a better chance of being raped than being falsely accused.
Carlotta needs to know that one.
Isn't that something?
Yeah.
they
That's
do.
an interesting one, man. But it makes sense though, because men are. It says it's like one in 6 boys.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think it's like 1 in 20 adult males.
Mm.
But that's a hell of a lot different than getting the 1% of times that these people have false claims.
Right.
It isn't a false claim. Here's the other thing that people don't understand, though. It's not a false claim because the district attorney's office don't want to do nothing.
Right.
You know, that doesn't mean, oh, it's no, not. I hate them all. All right, human trafficking, real quick, Noelle, 888-373-7888.
If you think you know of somebody being trafficked, or you've seen something that doesn't look right, maybe somebody's could be possibly trafficking somebody, or you heard about it, call this number. They will look into it for you. They're not going to say your name or nothing. It'll be anonymous. They'll check in and make sure everything's good.
Yep, and then we got the Niagara reporter.
Oh yeah, Niagara report, Niagara action. They didn't say anything about
Didn't say anything about the lighting of it?
The lighting of the falls.
Oh,
Wow. Imagine that. I'm
Weird.
surprised. Yeah. I wonder
yeah,
why.
how odd.
Did City Hall?
Nope.
They didn't
Not that I
either.
see.
Wow. Because they always throw that out on their Facebook page.
Usually, I did not see, unless I didn't see it. I didn't see any page cover.
The only thing I saw, the Y, that was it. YWCA,
Oh, okay.
yeah. Yeah, I did not see, no, I didn't see any type of like, you know, these people that would cover others.
Yeah.
Like, you know, they throw it out there for all the different other things. Let's see what we have here in the comments. Oh, it's Jerry. There you go. Yeah, thank you, Jerry. Stars.
Yeah, stars.
Don't forget stars. Stars. 99-cent stars will give us 100 stars. You pay 99 cents, we get 100 stars. We accumulate enough stars, that means that we can get ads online, which is really cool if we get enough stars. But then that 99 cents can come to us here, helps us keep like StreamYard going, maybe someday get some different stuff. Maybe we get a phone system, maybe, you know, all that kind of stuff. And then, of course, what we're going to do someday is when we do we do those out. We're going to catch some of these. You're going to see what's going to happen. It's coming. We got to wait till that piece of garbage gets put away. Then we'll have more, you know, you'll have more time to get into it.
Enough stars, you can see my face on camera when we get a second camera.
That is true.
Hey,
You were on camera this weekend.
I was.
That's nice.
Yeah.
I'll put the camera around.
No.
All right. Why don't we get out of here? It's a beautiful night, and let's see if anyone else said anything here. Before we go.
get better too.
Oh, you people that gave us stars, thank you very much.
Yes.
Thank you. Yeah, it's only supposed to get nicer. Yes, please share it and keep an eye out for Mr. Bales, and also that if you're in the town of Lockport, city of Lockport, pay attention because you're going to be voting soon. So we'll be back next Monday.
Yeah.
And
Thanks, Valerie. Thanks, Scott.
the other thing is too, real quick, anytime you want some information, you'll have a lot on your page, which I then transfer over to our page.
Yes.
Basically, just transfer it on
Check
over.
my page. I post it publicly.
Yep, and you guys can go see it.
And
TikTok
don't like it if you don't really support Noelle.
Yes, please don't.
Yeah, right. That's true. Yeah.
Don't talk about stuff you don't know. Sure.
Yeah, right. It's always great to be called a liar.
More on that tomorrow, unless you.
No, we're out of here.
Okay, all right. More on that
We gotta
tomorrow.
go. Tomorrow we'll have time. Twitter @citizens_John. There you go. Follow us there. The Friends Media Network is YouTube. That's every time a live show's done 2 hours later, it's on there. Then it'll go to Twitter. I'll put this show on Citizens United on Twitter once it goes to YouTube. So it goes there. And we do have a TikTok also, which I put out like on our page where you can check it out. And there's been about 100 people. It's kind of cool. All right. Anything else before we go? No. All right. Let's go home. I don't know. The Leafs are on tonight.
Yeah.
There you go. You gotta go see the kid.
I got it.
I know. I gotta get you out of here. You see, I could do this all night. I love.
There's so much I could say.
Great.
I know. You know what I'm doing right now? Just filling time because I can't find what I'm looking for.
Really quick picture.
Okay, go ahead.
Something. Big FU to the Niagara County courthouse for what you guys did.
Yeah.
Posting it, acting like you care
Oh,
about
that was
sexual assault
disgusting.
awareness, decorating it when you have a serial rapist working in your damn courthouse, a serial rapist working in your courthouse, and you guys want to act and pretend like you celebrate and care about Sexual Assault Awareness Month? No.
Yeah, and
Phony.
you protect that
Protect
serial
him.
rapist,
Protect
walk him out to his car
Yeah,
like he is with
allow him to work there. He
with
gets to-
armed
I heard
protection.
he's
Like
going to
he's a
Florida.
Yeah, maybe they should look into that.
I heard he's going to Florida. A very good source told me that.
yeah.
Like on the 12th.
Yeah. Oh, that's when our sport date. too.
Really? No,
So maybe you don't have to be there. You can head on down to
They
Florida.
probably
they won't do a thing to him.
No, they don't mind. That's all right. I said they would give him maybe they would come and like help him down, like a little caravan of police.
Maybe we should call Governor DeSantis and tell him.
He's on the way.
He's on the way.
Be on the lookout. All right, guys. Oh, that sheriff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait to see
I
him
can't wait to
when
see
we go.
All right, guys. We'll see you guys next week.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.